Hey, hello, and welcome to Pedaling Past 60. I'm on my ride home, my commute home from work, and things have changed a little bit since the time change here in Omaha, Nebraska. And it's dark when I leave. I am used to riding in the dark. I don't have a big problem with it, but recently I have been bothered a little bit by my strobe headlight. I know it bothers drivers and I know it bothers pedestrians, and I do my best to shield them from the harshness of the strobe, but I find that the strobe is necessary so that I don't get splatted by a car. I find that some people just don't see me on the road. I understand that. Who's looking for a cyclist in November in Nebraska in the cold weather? Nobody. You think you'd be in a car or on a bus, but I don't know. I might turn the camera around here just so you can sort of get the idea of what my strobe is like. So you can see the strobe on the street really well, but if you notice in the distance, the street lights, the street signs, which are reflective, are lighting up for several blocks down the road. Here comes a car, so I'm just going to kind of turn my headlight just a little bit to the right so that I don't blind them. Now, keep in mind, there's no way for an automobile to be worried about me being blinded by their LED headlights. But a 1K strobe is kind of rude, and I understand that, and I wanted to let you know that too. If you're looking for a headlight to ride at night, there are some headlights that can kind of adjust, but honestly, the more obnoxious and brighter the headlight can be, that's where I want to live. Okay, the second tool for the night rides is definitely the rear tail light. I have a strobing rear tail light that was just a straight strobe or a straight tail light, which was wonderful. I still have it. I don't use it. It used a rechargeable battery, and it's a Cygolite. I'll put up the link to it. I really thought it was fantastic, but I did happen upon a new Garmin rear radar tail light that strobes and then changes its strobe's pattern once it sees a car coming. So within a couple hundred yards, or 200 meters, I believe it is, it'll detect a car, and when it detects a car, it notifies me on my phone screen, which I have on my handlebars. There's a video all about that on my page. Number 3, reflective gear. And I think a high-vis yellow vest with reflective strips on it is absolutely necessary. Look, I get it, that there's no guarantee this high-vis vest is going to do anything for me. And there'll be people who are going to argue with me or put in the comments that they're worthless and that you don't need them. Really? Well, I want it. I want every tiny little advantage that I can get. That's the third thing that I really just don't leave home without. Daytime and nighttime, I wear the high-vis vest. I want to circle back to the headlight and the strobe, and I may have alluded to it and got off track. But in a super dark situation on a residential street, which I ride quite a bit, I find that the flashing doesn't help me sight potholes and cracks in the street that I want to avoid. So I can set it to a solid low light, and I do that quite a bit. Really helps just to be able to see the street. The intention of the headlight is to ride safely. Let's see if I can give you a little example of that. I'm rolling downhill on a fairly well-lit path, so it's not a problem here. I can see what's ahead of me quite nicely with or without the headlight. A crack like this in the sidewalk, something I want to avoid. But when I get on a dark street The strobe is pretty intense and makes it really, quite frankly, sort of hard to focus at 8, 9, 10 miles an hour. Where are the potholes? I want to know where they're at way in advance. So that's something to think about when you put on your strobe headlight, what kind of environment you're going to be in. I want to go down a pretty dark path here. And I'll take it kind of slow. But you can see on the strobe pattern where it's out for a good second, and that's just enough to find a pothole if you're not concentrating. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just switch this to a nice steady beam. This is the lowest beam, and we'll go to a medium. Gives you a little bit more range. Now let's go to a high, hoping that's detectable by the camera lens. But now I can see there's a big patch of mud here and a giant stick. Now those really nobody, I don't think, that joyrides at night. Maybe I'm wrong, but when you have to commute and you're at work until 5 in Nebraska, I can't even see the path. There's a path there somewhere. Too many leaves. You know, I don't really have a choice. This is my vehicle. So I am for sure going to be riding in the dark. Okie dokie. So my final tip for evening rides is maybe a headlamp that you wear around your head, so you can do repairs on your bike. One dark night on this street that I'm on right now, in fact, I broke a fender eyelet. The eyelet is just the little device that holds the fender arm to the frame of the bike, and I hit a bump and the saddlebag slapped against it and broke it. What saved me on that night was having not to hold a flashlight or hold my cell phone flashlight while trying to work. But it worked out really well. So that's it. That's my tip. If you're still with me on the ride, please leave a comment. Let me know. Tell me if you have any great ideas for content that you want to see. I'm willing. And also, I'd love to know where you're from. What city, what country? I see on the analytics of YouTube that the channel, even though it only has 275 or 274 subscribers, has quite a nice reach. So that's exciting. So please like and subscribe. Let me know where you're from. I really appreciate it. All right, that's it for me. Until next time, good night from Nebraska, and stay safe, riders.